Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare Washington quarter dollar coins as we explore the top 6 most expensive and most valuable United States of America Washington quarters ever discovered. From hidden treasures in everyday change to high-grade mint-condition rarities worth thousands, we'll break down the history, unique features, and incredible market value behind these standout coins. If you're passionate about old U.S. coins or just curious what rare quarters are truly worth today, this is a video you won't want to miss. Let's get started. First up in the 1979, D. Washington quarter dollar holds a special place in modern numismatics because it represents the intersection of late 20th century American coinage and the emerging collector interest in high-grade business strike coins. While most 1979 D quarters circulated heavily and remain common today, the few surviving in pristine mint state condition, particularly those achieving top-tier grades at professional grading services, carry significant value. Collectors pursue this issue not only for its scarcity and exceptional preservation, but also because it highlights the challenges of finding Denver Mint business strikes from the late 1970s that display full detail, clean fields, and superior luster. As demand for high-end registry set coins increases, the 1979 D quarter has emerged as an unexpected standout in the Washington quarter series. The 1979 D quarter reflects the ongoing use of George Washington's portrait that had been the standard since 1932. The late 1970s saw rising inflation, heavy coin handling by banks, and more widespread use of coin-operated machines, leading to large mintages and heavy wear on circulating examples. While the coin does not commemorate a specific historical event, it represents the pre-statehood quarter era, an age when the Washington design remained largely unchanged for decades. Its production at the Denver Mint, known for its efficiency but not always for producing sharply struck coins during this era, contributes to its significance among collectors searching for high-detail, well-preserved specimens. The coin features the familiar obverse portrait of George Washington sculpted by John Flanagan, with the inscriptions Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date 1979, accompanied by the D Mint mark placed just to the right of the ribbon in Washington's hair. On the reverse appears the heraldic eagle, wings outstretched above a bundle of arrows, framed by olive branches, an emblem long associated with American strength and diplomacy. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, the 1979 D quarter measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams. In exceptional mint state grades, the coin's satin-like luster, sharply defined feathers, and clean, unabraded fields elevate its aesthetic prominence, making these premium examples highly desirable for visually oriented collectors. Although Denver produced more than 400 million Washington quarters in 1979, the rarity arises not from low mintage, but from the difficulty of locating examples that remain untouched by circulation or mint handling abrasions. High-grade coins with fully struck details, no contact marks, and strong mint luster are genuinely scarce, and those that achieve MS-67 or MS-68 status are extremely elusive. A small number of known examples exist in top grades, and minor varieties, such as strike-through errors, clipped planchets, or die cracks, add further interest and value. Collectors carefully scrutinize the feathered detail on the eagle's wings, the hair above Washington's ear, and the clarity of the mint mark when determining premium quality. The 1979 D quarter is typically worth face value or slightly above. However, its value increases dramatically in high mint state conditions. Coins graded MS-65 often range from $20 to $45, appealing to collectors seeking affordable examples. In MS-66, values typically rise to $60 to $120 due to the jump in scarcity. True high-end gems graded MS-67 can command between $250 and $600, depending on eye appeal and luster quality. The rarest survivors, top population coins graded MS-67 Plus or MS-68, when available, have been known to bring $1,500 to over $3,000 at auction. Prices fluctuate based on demand from registry set competitors who often drive the market for modern high-grade business strikes. Collectors searching for a premium 1979 D quarter should prioritize coins with superior strike detail, especially in the eagle's chest feathers and Washington's hair curls. Uncirculated rolls may still yield attractive examples, though the chances of finding a top-grade specimen are increasingly slim. Certification by established grading services such as PCGS or NGC is highly recommended, particularly for coins that may reach the MS66 Plus and MS67 range, as authentication and accurate grading significantly impact value. Storage in climate-controlled environments, along with protective holders or slabs, helps preserve luster and prevents spotting. Reputable coin dealers, major auction houses, and online numismatic marketplaces are excellent sources for high-quality examples, though patience is essential when seeking top population coins. The 1979 D quarter particularly appealing is its role as a transitional coin, common enough to be accessible, yet rare enough in elite condition to ignite competitive collecting. Enthusiasts of the Washington Quarter series value the 1979 D because it represents the challenges of collecting late 20th century-clad coinage, which often suffers from weak strikes and heavy bag marks. The thrill of the hunt for a flawless example, coupled with steadily rising demand for registry set coins, has elevated the coin's stature among both new collectors and advanced specialists seeking to complete high ranking. The 1979 D Washington Quarter is not widely known for dramatic or famous varieties. Specialists have identified several subtle, yet desirable die characteristics that contribute to its collectability. Minor die breaks, small retained cud formations, and interior die chips, particularly those occurring around the eagle's wing joints or within the lettering, are increasingly recognized as notable features that add premium value. Strike-through errors, often caused by bits of cloth, grease, or metallic fragments entering the dies, can create distinctive textures or missing details on the coin's fields. These one-of-a-kind anomalies appeal to error collectors who appreciate the unpredictability and history embedded in each flawed strike. While not every error commands substantial premiums, unusual or visually striking examples can sell for significantly more than standard mint-state pieces, especially when preserved in high grades. The rise of registry set collecting has had a profound impact on the market for high-grade 1979 D quarters. Collectors participating in competitive grading set programs prioritize the best-known examples of each date and mint issue, creating fierce demand for coins that achieve top pop certification. Because Washington quarters from the late 1970s rarely survive with flawless surfaces, the few MS67 Plus or MS68 pieces from 1979 D become essential targets for those aiming to secure or defend top ranking in these sets. Registry collectors often pay well above typical market prices for coins that offer exceptional eye appeal, brilliant luster, well-defined feather and hair detail, and minimal abrasions. This competition has elevated the status of the 1979 D quarter, transforming it from an overlooked clad issue into a prized modern rarity whose finest survivors routinely attract national attention in major auction houses. The 1979 D quarter offers a compelling combination of stability and potential appreciation, especially in the realm of premium graded examples. As the broader market continues to recognize the difficulty of finding high-grade business strike-clad coins from the 1970s and early 1980s, demand has steadily increased for top-tier pieces. Unlike some speculative modern issues, the 1979 D quarter's value is anchored in its genuine scarcity in high condition and its integral role within the Washington Quarter series. As more collectors build complete mint state sets, and as existing high-grade examples become tightly held in private collections, the upward trajectory for MS67 and higher coins is expected to continue. While values may fluctuate with market trends, the long-term appeal of the 1979 D quarter rests on its combination of historical continuity, visual appeal, and condition-based rarity, a trio of elements that ensures its enduring relevance in numismatic circles. The 1979 D Washington Quarter stands as a compelling blend of historical continuity, design tradition, and condition-based rarity. Its status as a high-value collectible is rooted not in rarity of production, but in rarity of preservation, making top-grade examples both challenging and rewarding to obtain. For collectors who appreciate the nuance of strike quality, mint luster, and technical grading, this coin offers an engaging opportunity for investment and study. As interest in modern numismatics continues to grow, the 1979 D quarter is poised to remain a key highlight in the Washington series, admired for its delicate balance of accessibility and elite-level desirability. Next up to in the 1977, D. Washington quarter dollar stands as an intriguing piece within late 20th century American coinage, admired by collectors for its blend of historical identity, sturdy design, and its role in the evolution of modern circulation strikes. While not immediately recognized as a key rarity in the Washington quarter series, high-grade or premium quality 1977 D examples have become increasingly desirable, especially as collectors push for top population coins in third-party grading registries. Its appeal stems from both nostalgia and numismatic challenge. Finding a sharply struck, untouched, mint-fresh Denver quarter from the late 1970s is far more difficult today than casual collectors might assume. As a result, registry collectors and specialists continue to elevate this coin's market demand, especially in near-perfect condition. Minted during a period when U.S. coinage was fully transitioned to the post-silver era, the 1977 D quarter represents the economic and cultural climate of the late 1970s, a time marked by inflation, expanding cash circulation, and heavy usage of pocket change. The Denver Mint, which produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year, was known for its efficiency and high-volume output, playing a crucial role in keeping commerce running smoothly across the western regions of the United States. Although not tied to a specific commemorative event, this quarter belongs to the broader legacy of the Washington Quarter Series, begun in 1932, honoring America's first president and providing one of the most iconic portraits in U.S. numismatics. The obverse of the 1977 D. Washington quarter displays the enduring bust of George Washington designed by sculptor John Flanagan, featuring clear details of Washington's hair, facial contours, and the prominent motto, "In God We Trust." The reverse carries the familiar heraldic eagle with spread wings perched atop a bundle of arrows, surrounded by olive branches, a powerful balancing of aggression and peace. Struck from a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams, typical of post-1965 circulation quarters. What makes the finest examples of the 1977 D visually striking is the precision of the Denver Mint's die work, crisp lettering, frosty luster, full eagle feather detail, and strong cartwheel surfaces that distinguish truly exceptional pieces from average circulated finds. Though the Denver Mint struck over 256 million quarters in 1977, survival in gem-uncirculated condition is significantly limited. Most of these coins were heavily circulated, scratched, or exposed to years of wear, leaving very few pristine examples. The true rarity lies not in mintage numbers, but in condition rarity, particularly coins graded MS66, MS67, or higher. Full strike details, absence of contact marks, and strong luster are uncommon, even among coins pulled from old bank rolls. A small number of minor die varieties and strike anomalies also exist, such as die clashes or light doubling, but their rarity is secondary to the scarcity of top-grade business strikes. Market values for the 1977 D. Washington quarter vary widely based on grade and eye appeal. In circulated grades, these quarters are generally worth face value, as expected. However, in high uncirculated grades, values climb significantly. MS65 examples may sell in the $15 to $40 range. MS66 pieces often reach $75 to $150, and MS67 specimens, especially those with exceptional strike quality, can command anywhere from $500 to over $1,000 depending on certification and demand. Top population coins, where only a handful exist at the highest grade level, have occasionally sold for even more in competitive registry set environments. Pricing trends reflect a steady upward movement as more collectors focus on clad-era rarities. Collectors seeking a premium 1977 D quarter should pay close attention to strike strength, surface cleanliness, and luster quality. It is strongly recommended to purchase examples certified by leading grading services such as PCGS or NGC, as these provide authentication and secure grading. Searching original bank-wrapped rolls can occasionally yield surprisingly high-quality pieces, though this has become increasingly rare. For long-term preservation, store the coin in graded slabs or inert holders that prevent moisture, friction, and chemical exposure. Reputable coin dealers, established numismatic auctions, and grading registry markets are the best avenues for acquiring investment-quality examples. The enduring appeal of the 1977 D-quarter lies in its balance between accessibility and challenge. While common in worn grades, its scarcity at the upper end of the grading scale gives collectors the excitement of pursuing a modern-era gem that is genuinely difficult to source. Its classic Washington Eagle design, familiar to generations of Americans, adds a comforting sense of historical continuity. For new collectors, it serves as an affordable entry point into clad-era numismatics, while advanced hobbyists appreciate the competitive thrill of securing a top population specimen that the 1977 D-quarter has gained new importance as collectors recognize how rarely circulation coins from the 1970s survive in exceptional shape. For decades, these pieces were dismissed as common, leading to a lack of early preservation. Only in recent years have specialists revisited this era, identifying standout examples with sharp strikes, satiny luster, and virtually untouched surfaces. This shift in perspective has elevated the 1977 D-quarter beyond its ordinary role as pocket change and into a representative milestone of neglected modern minting history. In registry set competition, where collectors vie to assemble the finest known examples, the 1977 D-quarter frequently emerges as a separator coin, the type that distinguishes casual collections from elite, top-ranking sets. Auction houses and grading services have added significant legitimacy to the 1977 D-quarter's rising prestige. Prominent certification companies like PeaceGS and NGC have documented the relative scarcity of MS-67 examples, and each newly certified gem influences market behavior. When a high-end specimen appears at auction, especially one with outstanding luster or a strong strike, it often attracts competitive bidding, sometimes pushing final prices beyond previous expectations. These results ripple through the market, driving collectors to reassess the value of their own high-quality examples and motivating others to search rolls, estate holdings, and old collections for undiscovered gems. As a result, the 1977 D-quarter has become a quiet but impactful force in the expanding market for premium clad-era coins. The 1977 D Washington quarter dollar is positioned to remain a strong and stable collectible within the modern U.S. coin market. As the supply of pristine examples continues to shrink, due to grading submissions, collector absorption, and the natural disappearance of unexamined rolls, its value is likely to appreciate gradually. Investors who focus on condition rarity rather than mintage numbers will recognize the long-term advantage of owning a certified, upper-grade 1977 D example. The coin's design, historical context, and growing recognition among modern registry collectors contribute to a favorable future outlook. For those building comprehensive Washington quarter collections, or anyone seeking a representative high-grade clad-era piece with genuine scarcity, the 1977 D-quarter stands as a worthy and strategically sound acquisition. The 1977 D Washington quarter dollar stands as a meaningful piece of American numismatic history, an everyday coin that has evolved into a modern collectible thanks to the increasing recognition of condition rarity. Its historical roots, attractive design, and tough high-grade survival rate make it a worthy addition to any collection. Whether valued for nostalgic reasons, registry competition, or long-term investment potential, the 1977 D-quarter remains a distinguished and admired example of late 20th century U.S. coinage, offering both seasoned collectors and newcomers a rewarding piece of the Washington quarter legacy. Next up to in the 1978 Washington quarter with no mint mark, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, holds a noteworthy place among late 20th century circulating U.S. coinage, particularly when found in exceptionally high grades or with scarce die varieties. While billions of Washington quarters from this era remain common in everyday circulation, the finest examples of the 1978 no mint mark issue have gained considerable attention among collectors for their unexpected scarcity in top condition and the rising demand for high-grade modern coins. Its appeal lies not in low mintage, but in the challenge of locating a specimen that has survived with pristine surfaces, sharp details, and full mint luster, making it a prized addition to advanced Washington quarter sets. The 1978 Philadelphia struck quarter represents the final years of the pre-statehood era, when the classic John Flanagan design still dominated American coinage. These quarters were produced during a period of economic activity and high coin circulation, which meant most pieces quickly picked up heavy wear. Although the coin does not commemorate a specific event, It reflects the ongoing legacy of George Washington's portrait, a design adopted in 1932 for the bicentennial of Washington's birth and retained for decades due to its cultural familiarity and patriotic symbolism. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for these no-mint mark quarters, was still undergoing modernization at the time, and the production methods used then have become part of the coin's historical charm. One of the most compelling aspects of the 1978 quarter is its iconic design, which remains largely unchanged from the mid-20th century. The obverse features the left-facing bust of George Washington, surrounded by the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, with the date positioned below the portrait. The reverse displays the heraldic eagle perched atop a bundle of arrows, framed by olive branches, an emblem representing America's balance of strength and peace. Struck in the standard copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. In high-grade examples, the reflective silver-gray luster, precise strike lines on the eagle's wings, and smooth, unmarred fields elevate the coin from a common circulation piece to a showcase-worthy collectible. The 1978 no-mint mark quarter is not scarce in general numbers, but it becomes significantly harder to find the higher one climbs in the grading scale. Most circulated pieces show contact marks, muted luster, or worn details due to widespread daily use. Only a small percentage of the original mintage survives in mint state, and an even smaller fraction meets the strict standards of MS 66, MS 67, or higher. A handful of well-known varieties, such as sharply struck full-detail specimens from early die states or quarters exhibiting unusual die-fatigue textures, have become minor specialty targets for collectors who enjoy subtle technical distinctions. This combination of mass production and limited top-tier survivors creates the coin's unique rarity profile. The 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter shows a dramatic jump in price with each incremental improvement in grade. While circulated examples are worth face value or slightly more, mint state specimens in MS 65 typically sell for around $10 to $20. The rarity at MS 66 pushes values into the $50 to $100 range, while MS 67 examples, considered elite for this issue, can command $250 to over $500 depending on eye appeal and certification demand. The highest graded pieces, especially those achieving MS 67 Plus or MS 68, of which very few exist, have sold at auction for several $1,000s, making them the most valuable representatives of the 1978 no-mint mark year. These prices reflect both increased interest in high-grade clad coinage and the growing recognition of modern rarity. For collectors hoping to acquire a premium example, a careful and methodical approach is essential. Examining the strength of the strike, the freshness of the luster, and the presence of clean, mark-free surfaces is crucial when distinguishing an ordinary mint state coin from an exceptional one. Certification by reputable grading services such as PeaceGS or NGC adds reliability and ensures accurate grading, which is especially important for modern high-value pieces where a single grade point can significantly affect the price. Proper storage in archival quality holders and controlled environments will also preserve the delicate luster and prevent long-term deterioration. Searching uncirculated rolls or original mint sets from 1978 remains one of the best ways to uncover high-grade survivors. Because of its blend of historical continuity, aesthetic familiarity, and modern rarity, the 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter occupies a distinctive niche within the broader collecting community. It appeals not only to those assembling date and mint mark sets, but also to collectors specializing in clad-era coins, a growing and increasingly serious segment of the hobby. Its rising market performance demonstrates that even non-silver, mass-produced coins can develop genuine scarcity when preserved in top condition. The combination of classic design and elusive high grades ensures that this coin remains relevant to both new enthusiasts and experienced numismatists. The 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter also serves as a bridge between traditional collectors and a new generation of hobbyists who increasingly appreciate the challenge of modern numismatics. While earlier eras often rely on low mintages or precious metal compositions to generate value, clad coin specialists focus on precision, perfection, and the nuances of minting technology. The 1978 issue fits neatly into this evolving niche, offering an accessible entry point for beginners while still presenting advanced collectors with the difficulty of locating near-flawless examples. This dynamic gives the coin a broader and more diverse audience, reinforcing its position as a cornerstone of modern Washington quarter collections. Another element that adds to the coin's continued desirability is the shifting perception of late 20th century circulation coinage. For many years, coins from the 1970s and 1980s were largely overlooked, viewed as too recent to be collectible and too common to hold significant value. However, as time passes and mint sets from those decades are broken apart, the limited pool of untouched mint state examples is becoming increasingly apparent. High-grade 1978 quarters, once ignored, are now being recognized as miniature survivors of an era when coin collecting was not as widespread and when everyday coinage endured heavy circulation. As specialists re-evaluate these coins, premiums for the finest known specimens have grown steadily, further elevating the profile of the 1978 Philadelphia issue. The enduring strength of the 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter lies in its combination of subtle rarity, historical continuity, and the evolving appreciation for modern U.S. coinage. It demonstrates that value is not always tied to age or precious metals. Sometimes it arises from condition scarcity and the story of how ordinary coins become unexpectedly extraordinary. For collectors who enjoy uncovering hidden gems, studying minting variations, or building top-tier registry sets, this coin offers a rewarding and meaningful pursuit. As numismatic trends continue to favor well-preserved modern issues, the 1978 no-mint mark quarter is poised to remain not only a sought-after collectible, but also an increasingly important part of America's coinage history. The 1978 no-mint mark Washington quarter stands as a surprising modern treasure, common in circulation but remarkably rare and valuable at the highest tier of preservation. Its design reflects decades of American numismatic tradition, while its clean fields and sharp details in mint state form showcase the beauty of superbly struck clad coinage. For collectors seeking a coin that merges historical continuity, visual appeal, and strong investment potential, this quarter represents a compelling choice. As interest in high-grade modern issues continues to grow, the finest 1978 Philadelphia quarters are likely to remain among the standout prizes of the late 1970s Washington quarter series. Next up in the 1997, P. Washington quarter holds an unexpectedly prominent place in modern numismatics. Although produced in large quantities and intended for everyday commerce, a small number of exceptionally high-grade survivors and a few elite era varieties have elevated this otherwise common coin into a coveted treasure among collectors. Its growing popularity is driven by the shift toward high-grade registry sets, where collectors aggressively compete to secure the finest examples of each date and mint. The 1997 P quarter, in pristine condition, has become one of the surprising stars of this competition, its value soaring far beyond typical expectations for late 1990s circulating coinage. The 1997 P quarter was minted during the final years of the pre-statehood era, right before the monumental 50-state quarters program changed the trajectory of U.S. coin collecting forever. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin represents the last chapter of the classic Washington quarter design before the explosion of new commemorative reverses that began in 1999. The country was experiencing stabilizing economic conditions, technological expansion, and the early growth of online trading platforms that would ultimately influence how collectors acquired coins. In many ways, the 1997 P quarter stands as a bridge between traditional numismatic practices and the digital age of collecting, with an identity shaped by both historical continuity and impending transformation. The 1997 P quarter continues the long-standing design introduced in 1932, John Flanagan dignified portrait of George Washington on the obverse, paired with the iconic heraldic eagle on the reverse. The coin is composed of copper-nickel clad metal, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and weighs 5.67 grams. Although the design itself is familiar, the most exceptional high-grade examples exhibit unusually sharp strike details, frosty luster, and clean, unblemished fields, qualities that are remarkably difficult to find from this year. The smoothness around Washington's jawline, the clarity of the eagle's wing feathers, and the brilliance of the mint luster play a crucial role in distinguishing ordinary circulation strikes from the rare elite pieces that have captured collectors' attention. The 1997 P quarter had a high mintage. True rarity emerges in its top-tier mint state grades, especially MS-67 and MS-68. Most examples from this period suffered heavy contact marks due to fast, high-volume production, making clean, well-struck pieces almost impossible to find. The rarest varieties include off-center strikes, dramatic clipped planchets, and the highly desirable full strike examples with minimal abrasions, which are prized for registry competition. The scarcity is not in the date itself, but in the survival of nearly flawless specimens. Those few coins that avoided the harsh journey through counting machines, coin bags, and circulation. The market for premium 1997 P quarters has grown rapidly in recent years. While circulated examples hold only face value, collector-grade pieces show a dramatic escalation. Certified MS-65 coins typically sell for $10 to $20, while higher-end MS-66 examples reach $40 to $70 depending on eye appeal. The real giants, however, are the rare MS-67 quarters, which can command $250 to $500, and the almost mythical MS-68 specimens, which have brought $1,500 to over $2,000 at auction due to their near-perfect condition. Era varieties, especially bold off-center strikes, can sell anywhere from $75 to $400 depending on the severity and visual impact. These values reflect both scarcity and the heightened competition among collectors seeking the finest known examples. Collectors aiming to secure a premium 1997 P quarter should pay close attention to strike sharpness, luster quality, and the presence of marks in high visibility areas such as Washington's cheek, neck, and surrounding fields. Certification by leading grading services like PeaceGS or NGC is essential for verifying condition and maximizing long-term value. Searching uncirculated mint sets, original bankrolls, or estate holdings can yield surprisingly strong examples, though gems remain exceptionally rare. Proper storage, dry, temperature-stable conditions with non-PVC materials, is critical to preserving the delicate surfaces that elevate these coins to high-grade status. The 1997 P quarter appeals to a wide audience. Registry competitors striving for the highest scoring sets, modern-era specialists who appreciate subtle variations in quality, and general collectors interested in transitional pieces from a significant period in U.S. mint history. Its blend of affordability at lower grades and rarity at the highest levels makes it accessible yet aspirational, an ideal combination for sustained collector interest. The growing demand for modern high-grade coins has pushed renewed attention toward dates like 1997 P that were once overlooked, adding to its long-term desirability that the 1997 P quarter to other modern Washington quarters of the 1990s, its value is surprisingly strong given its seemingly ordinary mintage. Many quarters from the era, such as 1995 to 1996 issues, remain plentiful in circulation, while the 1997 PS high-grade survivors are far scarcer. This scarcity has driven interest among modern coin collectors, particularly those building complete mint state collections of the Philadelphia mint issues. Unlike some late 1990s quarters that rely primarily on set completion for value, the 1997 P benefits from distinctive eye appeal in premium grades, which can create striking contrast when placed alongside slightly lower quality counterparts in a collection. Its subtle luster, sharp strike, and well-defined relief give it a visual edge that collectors prize, setting it apart in both registry and personal collections. The 1997 P quarter has experienced steady appreciation in the high-grade market, reflecting broader trends in modern coin collecting. As older, circulated coins are increasingly removed from circulation, and registry sets place a premium on quality. Coins like the 1997 P have emerged as sought-after targets. Auction houses and private sales indicate that demand for MS-66 and higher examples continues to grow, with strong interest from collectors in Europe and Asia, as well as the US. This international demand, combined with the limited number of near-perfect examples, suggests a sustainable upward trajectory for top-grade specimens. For investors and numismatists alike, acquiring an MS-67 or MS-68 1997 P quarter today represents not just a historical collectible, but also a tangible asset with potential for long-term appreciation. The 1997 P quarter holds a subtle, yet significant cultural legacy. As one of the last Philadelphia Mint quarters before the state quarters program reshaped U.S. coinage, it captures the essence of a period when American coinage was transitioning from functional currency to collectible art. Collectors often view it as a modern relic of the pre-commemorative era, representing continuity, stability, and craftsmanship. Its status as a bridge between traditional minting practices and the upcoming flood of new designs enhances its allure, particularly for those who value both historical context and aesthetic purity. Over time, the 1997 P quarter has cemented itself as a coin that embodies both the heritage of the Washington series and the evolving tastes of contemporary numismatics. The 1997 P Washington quarter stands as a compelling example of how modern circulating coinage can evolve into a high-value collectible. Its historical position at the end of an era, combined with the exceptional rarity of top-grade specimens, elevates it from common pocket change to an important piece for serious collectors. With strong visual appeal, increasing market demand, and a promising trajectory for future appreciation, the 1997 P quarter has earned its place among the noteworthy modern coins of the Washington quarter series. For both new and veteran numismatists, it offers a rewarding blend of historical relevance, artistic charm, and investment potential. Next up in the 1993 D Washington quarter stands as a notable example of late 20th century U.S. coinage that captures both historical reverence and modern numismatic appeal. While the Washington quarter series has been minted since 1932, coins from the early 1990s occupy a special place for collectors due to their transitional period in production quality and mintage trends. The 1993 D coin, minted at the Denver Mint, denoted by the D Mint mark, is particularly sought after by collectors interested in acquiring high-grade, near-uncirculated examples. Its allure is enhanced by the widespread popularity of the Washington quarter series, a staple of American coinage that appeals to both casual hobbyists and serious investors. The 1993 D Washington quarter belongs to the post-bicentennial production era, a period when the U.S. Mint focused on high-quality striking while meeting the demands of a growing collector and circulation market. Unlike earlier commemorative issues, this quarter is part of the regular circulation series, intended for everyday commerce, yet retaining a collectible value over time. The Denver Mint, one of the country's primary production facilities, produced this coin during a decade marked by modernization of minting techniques and increased attention to coin preservation. While it does not commemorate a specific historical event like its bicentennial predecessors, the coin remains embedded in the broader narrative of U.S. coinage evolution during the late 20th century. Obverse features of the 1993 D Washington quarter showcase the classic profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, with sharp, well-defined lines that become more pronounced in uncirculated examples. The reverse depicts the traditional eagle with outstretched wings clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace, set against a finely textured field. Struck from a clad composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, the coin weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter. Collectors particularly value examples with strong strike quality, full detail in Washington's hair, and sharply rendered feathers on the eagle, as these details are indicative of meticulous minting practices and contribute to the coin's visual and technical appeal. Though the 1993 D Washington quarter was minted in relatively large numbers compared to earlier rarities, scarcity emerges when considering coins in pristine condition. High-grade examples, such as MS 65 and above mint state, are far less common in circulation and therefore command higher premiums. Minor varieties or subtle die errors can further elevate a coin's desirability, but the main factor influencing rarity is condition. Coins exhibiting full luster, minimal contact marks, and perfect strike alignment are highly prized by numismatists, particularly because such specimens are often sourced from careful collectors rather than circulation. The market value of a 1993 D Washington quarter varies considerably based on condition. Circulated examples typically trade for face value to a modest premium of $1 to $3, whereas uncirculated coins in MS 63 to MS 65 grades can range from $5 to $30. Coins with exceptional eye appeal, deep mint luster, or verified grading by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command upwards of $50 or more. Recent auction results and private sales indicate steady appreciation, particularly for coins that are scarce in high grades or display minor production anomalies, reflecting the consistent collector demand for top-quality examples. For enthusiasts aiming to add a 1993 D Washington quarter to their collection, careful inspection and authentication are key. Using magnification to examine strike quality, surface preservation, and potential die variations can help identify valuable specimens. Certification from reputable grading services adds confidence and often enhances resale potential. Proper storage in inert holders or protective albums prevents environmental damage and preserves the coin's luster. Engaging with trusted dealers, numismatic communities, and auctions ensures access to high-grade examples, while comparing pricing trends over time can help collectors make informed purchasing decisions. The 1993 D Washington quarter occupies a fascinating niche in numismatics because it bridges the gap between common circulating coinage and collectible grade specimens. Collectors are often drawn not just to rarity, but to the tactile and visual satisfaction of handling a perfectly struck coin. In the case of this quarter, the crisp detail on the obverse and reverse provides a sense of connection to the U.S. Mint's craftsmanship, even decades after production. Many collectors also appreciate the coin as part of a broader set, such as the complete Denver minted quarters of the 1990s, where the 1993 D represents a critical year with subtle design and strike consistency improvements. This psychological appeal, owning a coin that feels perfect in condition and context, drives demand and encourages careful preservation, making top-grade examples particularly coveted. The 1993 D quarter subtly reflects the cultural and economic environment of early 1990s America. This was a period of technological advancement in minting, and the Denver Mint implemented quality control measures that ensured consistent detail and sharp strikes. The quarter's design, unchanged since Flanagan's 1932 portrait of George Washington, serves as a constant in a period marked by shifting economic policies and global events. Collectors value this continuity as a tangible link to American heritage, representing stability and historical narrative in a portable form. Coins like the 1993 D thus transcend their face value, acting as miniature artifacts of U.S. history and design philosophy, which elevates their appeal beyond mere monetary worth. The 1993 D Washington quarter demonstrates how even late-series quarters can hold and potentially appreciate in value over time. While the coin is widely available in circulated condition, the scarcity of high-grade, certified examples ensures a steady collector market. Price trends over the past decade show gradual appreciation for coins graded MS 64 and higher, reflecting broader numismatic patterns where condition, certification, and provenance increasingly dictate value. For investors, acquiring uncirculated or near-perfect examples offers a low-risk entry into U.S. quarter collecting, combining historical significance, visual appeal, and tangible scarcity. As the numismatic community continues to grow, coins like the 1993 D serve as accessible yet rewarding assets for those looking to balance enjoyment with investment potential. The 1993 D Washington quarter represents more than just a piece of circulating currency. It embodies the intersection of historical continuity, artistic design, and collectible appeal. Its classical design, strong minting quality, and availability in various grades make it a versatile choice for both new collectors and experienced numismatists seeking to complete high-grade sets. While modest in rarity compared to older quarters, the coin's potential for appreciation, particularly in premium condition, reinforces its value as both a numismatic and aesthetic asset. The 1993 D quarter, with its enduring charm and symbolic imagery, continues to maintain a respected place in modern coin collecting. The 1993 D Washington quarter exemplifies how even relatively recent issues can capture attention in the collector market. Its balance of historical significance, design integrity, and graded condition scarcity ensures that it remains a meaningful and attainable collectible, appealing to anyone with an appreciation for American coinage heritage. Next up in the 1968 Washington quarter dollar stands as a captivating treasure within the world of numismatics, drawing collectors with its blend of historical significance, artistry, and enduring appeal. As part of the long-running Washington quarter series, this particular year embodies both the mid-20th century American spirit and the technical prowess of U.S. coinage. Enthusiasts are consistently drawn to the 1968 issue for its tangible connection to a transformative period in U.S. history, making it not just a coin, but a prized piece of Americana. Its enduring charm lies in its accessibility to collectors of all levels, while still offering avenues for rarer and highly valuable finds, particularly in uncirculated or high-grade condition. Minted during a period of steady transition in U.S. coinage, the 1968 Washington quarter was struck at both the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D-mint mark mints. This year marked one of the last issues before the heavy influence of coin collecting and bullion interest transformed the hobby into a modern marketplace phenomenon. The coin's production reflected the economic realities of the late 1960s, a time when the United States was experiencing both social change and the final years of circulating 90% silver quarters, though the 1968 quarter was already copper-nickel clad. As such, it stands as a tangible connection to an era defined by both historical events and evolving U.S. minting techniques. One of the most compelling aspects of the 1968 Washington quarter is its design. The obverse features the iconic portrait of George Washington, carefully sculpted to honor the first U.S. president, with inscriptions that elegantly balance the artwork. Liberty above and in God we trust, alongside his profile. On the reverse, the coin showcases the traditional heraldic eagle with outstretched wings perched upon a bundle of arrows, clutching an olive branch, symbolizing both strength and peace. The quarter measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, weighs 5.67 grams, and exhibits a copper-nickel clad composition that gives it a distinct silvery sheen. High-grade examples bring out a remarkable level of detail in the eagle's feathers and Washington's profile, which has long captivated collectors. The presence of mint marks, especially the Denver D, adds another layer of desirability, with certain circulation-struck coins occasionally displaying minor varieties that enthusiasts eagerly seek. The 1968 Washington quarter is primarily driven by condition and preservation rather than mintage numbers, as millions were produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The challenge lies in locating specimens that remain free from the wear and abrasions common in coins over 50 years old. Uncirculated or near-mint examples are particularly scarce, commanding attention from serious collectors who prize their crisp surfaces, full luster, and sharp details. Certain subtle die varieties, such as doubled dies or small die cracks, can further elevate a coin's collectability, making the search for high-grade 1968 quarters both challenging and rewarding. The market value for 1968 Washington quarters varies depending on condition, mint mark, and rarity. Circulated coins typically range from $2 to $5, reflecting their modest collector interest in lower grades. However, uncirculated examples in pristine condition can command between $25 and $150, with coins certified by reputable grading services like PeaceGS or NGC often achieving higher premiums. Rare varieties or exceptional specimens can reach even higher values in private sales or auctions, particularly when paired with historical provenance or notable eye appeal. Collectors appreciate the balance this coin offers between affordability and potential investment growth, making it a mainstay in both casual and advanced collections. For collectors aiming to build or enhance a Washington quarter collection, careful attention to detail is paramount. Seek certified coins whenever possible to ensure authenticity and grade accuracy, and prioritize pieces that exhibit minimal wear, vibrant luster, and strong strike details. Inspect coins for subtle varieties or anomalies, as these can significantly enhance value. Proper storage in protective holders, away from moisture and excessive handling, preserves both the aesthetic and monetary value of the coin. Engaging with numismatic communities, attending auctions, and consulting reputable dealers are also invaluable strategies for acquiring desirable 1968 quarters while staying informed about market trends. The 1968 Washington quarter also holds a unique place in numismatic history due to the transitional period it represents in U.S. coinage. While the coin itself was no longer struck in 90% silver, having shifted to a copper-nickel clad composition in 1965, it still retained the classic design elements that had defined the Washington quarter since 1932. This continuity provided collectors with a sense of stability and tradition during a decade marked by rapid social and cultural change. For enthusiasts, owning a 1968 quarter is like holding a small piece of American resilience and heritage, a coin that bridges the older silver-heavy issues with the modern circulation strikes that would follow in subsequent decades. The coin's collector appeal is also enhanced by its versatility within broader Washington Quarter collections. Many collectors pursue typesets or chronological sets, and the 1968 issue is a pivotal year that often completes a mid-20th century sequence. Because of its relatively large mintage, the coin is accessible for most collectors, yet its high-grade examples remain rare enough to provide a sense of accomplishment upon acquisition. The dual minting at Philadelphia and Denver introduces an element of strategy for collectors seeking to assemble a complete set, with some focusing specifically on uncirculated D-mint mark examples that display sharper striking details and more vibrant luster than their Philadelphia counterparts. This combination of availability and potential rarity makes the 1968 quarter a rewarding target for both novice and experienced numismatists. That the 1968 Washington Quarter exemplifies how a seemingly modest coin can carry significant aesthetic, historical, and financial value. Its enduring design continues to resonate with collectors who appreciate the artistry of George Washington's portrait and the symbolism of the heraldic eagle. As auction results and private sales have shown, well-preserved examples continue to see steady appreciation over time, reflecting both the historical importance of the coin and the persistent demand among numismatic enthusiasts. For those who seek a tangible connection to the past, a high-grade 1968 quarter offers not only a visually striking collectible, but also a sense of pride in owning a coin that has survived more than half a century with its beauty intact. In essence, this coin is a testament to the enduring legacy of the Washington Quarter series and a shining example of why U.S. coins from this era continue to captivate collectors around the world. The 1968 Washington Quarter dollar is much more than a simple coin. It is a symbol of American history, artistry, and the enduring appeal of numismatics. Its intricate design, historical significance, and potential for high-grade rarity make it a prized treasure for collectors worldwide. Whether viewed as an investment, a historical artifact, or a visually stunning collectible, this coin exemplifies the qualities that make the Washington Quarter series one of the most celebrated in U.S. numismatics. For enthusiasts seeking a tangible link to the past, the 1968 quarter remains a captivating and highly rewarding addition to any collection.